The power of incumbency in African elections is critical. It's very critical in terms of the control of the security sector, which is very important because the security sector is involved in elections, in securing the polling stations and so on. And when you have a situation such as Malawi, where the security sector is highly politicized, it always leads to charges of an unbalanced electoral environment. You have the control of the state media, and the state media is usually the most extensive. It penetrates throughout the country, and so you also have that aspect. You also have essentially control of the instruments of state, access to resources, to finance, which more often than not tends to favor the ruling party or the regime. But the key difference with South Africa, and we saw this in Malawi with the complaints, of the irregularities, and some of the election observers talked about that. Yeah. But with the situation in South Africa, you do have a history of very robust civic engagement. The South African civil society is very strong. It's very agile. It's very informed. It's highly sophisticated. It engages on issues of democracy, governance, electoral responsibility. So South Africa is different in that sense, that the population at large, through civic structures and also through the opposition parties, weak as they may be, have been able to get some serious, apply some serious pressure on the political parties. We've seen them engaging on issues of state capture. They played a very important role in the ultimate removal of Jacob Zuma, and they're trying to keep the ANC on its toes, and they do have mechanisms through which that is done. So I would say that South Africa is different in the sense that you have a very robust and very experienced and sophisticated civil society.
Would you also say that the incumbency does not have the capacity to suppress the smaller opposition parties or even other entities?
Not as much as you would find in other places. Yes. Not as much. I mean, there is a history, there's a tradition, which is very unique and very specific to the South African case. Of course, the ANC has its roots in that, and right now there's a battle going on within the party with regard to whether it should, stick, to the roots that it has been known for and it has been celebrated for on the African continent and the rest of the world, or whether it will just evolve into just another incumbent, deeply entrenched political party on the continent. Yeah.